Well, there is a definite sense of occasion here as both teams square up to each other with fire in their eyes. This is a day for hope, for expectation, for renewed ambition. There's nothing quite like match day, especially here. This crowd doesn't do ordinary, and we should be in for something very special. So it's down to business here.
We're in the presence of goalkeeping greatness, a man with total command of his defence.
I must say, I wouldn't fancy going eyeball to eyeball with him.
No, I mean, I always like a vociferous keeper, and Oliver Kahn would be perfect for me.
Now it's Batistuta.
Looking here to chip it through. Header! Oh, terrific save from the keeper.
Hakimi really must be thinking what he has to do to score there.
And this is Batistuta.
Miretti. Camavinga. Reinders. And here's Donatoni. Oh, lovely feed, he is such a good mover. Drogba is always scanning the pitch for targets. Strong running down that left flank. Now it's Drogba. Oh, cracking ball. Botafogo yet to have an attempt on goal. Now, can they get him away? Well, the chip pass hasn't quite come off. Rudiger. And Guardiol. Hakimi.
Now it's Batistuta.
And it's Reinders. Donatoni.
Now it's Batistuta.
And he's cleared it out of harm's way. Neymar.
They need to play this quicker in transitions like this.
Neymar. Neymar going face-to-face with his great rival.
Rudiger.
Caresses it through. Vardiol. And it's Hakimi. Reinders. It's Van Dijk. And it's Camavinga. Miretti. And here's Donatoni. Now he's got space here. Crosses it in here. Odo. Neymar. And it's Xabi Alonso. Robertson. That's Rijkaard. And it's Xabi Alonso. And the first half is done. It hasn't been a bad watch, not by any means. The intensity levels are there. We've just lacked that telling breakthrough moment. Some first half thoughts?
Well, it's been nothing but frustration, really, Peter. I think the team as a whole has to take more risks, but they really need to up their quality too.
So they head in no further forward. The score here, still 0-0. And the action is back underway.
Botafogo really are going to need to improve in a hurry if they don't want to fall behind here. Upping the intensity and the tempo will be their starting point. If they want to counter, they could do with more speed.
He's in plenty of space here. Oh, what a climb! And that's what you call inspired goalkeeping.
I think he's done great there, both reading it and dealing with it.
Drogba! Decent attempt, but not quite good enough. Hakimi. Alexander-Arnold. And Donatoni. And for a moment you felt that was going somewhere, but they'll have to go again. Hops for safety. And it's Odo. And he's whipped it across. That's a good block, but at the expense of a corner. He rises! He is desperate to get on the score sheet, but not this time.
Well, the breakthrough hasn't come yet, Peter, but you do feel they're upping the ante here. They'll get their reward if they can stick at this.
A deeply frustrating game so far. Certainly in terms of the scoreline, it remains 0-0. And that's been intercepted.
That's great positioning, so good from him.
Nicely weighted ball. Over to the left. It's Alonso! A wonderful effort, all by himself.
Xabi Alonso clearly is trying to be too clever there. He should have gone with his instincts.
Miretti. And it's Alexander-Arnold. Distributed tidily. Rijkaard. Not getting too much time on the ball here. That is good pressing. Schneider. Neither of these two want to come off second best. Drogba. Can he finish? Oh, taken with style. And that could well be the winner.
Well, you can see what it means to all of them. A frustrating game, but now they have what they wanted, and they're rightly pumped and ready to go again. Well, I think it's pretty obvious, Peter, that this emphasises the importance of having willing runners who want to go behind that defence. One good ball, and they're in.
So the first moment of real significance.
It's so often the case with goal scorers, little shot a goal! Botafogo surely have to be commended for their drive and desire. Most teams would be taking the easier defensive route by now.
Offside.
Yeah, the assistant did have his flag up. The referee seemed to spot it late, though. Nevertheless, the right decision.
Disappointment and relief on either side. Nothing doing. Pinches it off him. Drogba under intense pressure.
Well, learning from your mistakes and not repeating.
And he shoots! Goal! 2 ahead, late in the day. Game over, surely.
Well, Peter, they're trying to claim offside here, but this stinks of desperation to me. They know they've got it wrong.
Botafogo are doing very nicely, thank you.
Well, that's really winded the opposition. You can see their manager screaming on the touchline, telling his team to calm down. But they'll need to do that pretty quickly. It's composure from here.
Botafogo can consider themselves just about safe now. Alexander-Arnold. Now it's Batistuta. And it's Hakimi. Well, that looks a decent ball. Looking to play him in. Now this could be a chance. Otto tries across. Alexander-Arnold. Now it's Batistuta. 5 minutes to add. Oh, that's nice. There's the shot! That is some save from Khan! Oh, denied brilliantly!
Well, someone's doing his job properly, Peter, that's for sure.
Barcelona are able now to make their substitution. It's been on the cards for a few moments now.
Well, to wait until now to make this change, see...
And the finish!
He's done very well to...
And we're done. Botafogo can probably lay claim to the title of having been the better side here. Certainly more results-driven as they win. So welcome one and all to a picturesque evening here. A clear night, all the ingredients for a showcase game that the passionate crowd demands. I'm Peter Drury, and joining me here, our expert Jim Beglin.
Glad to be here, Peter, and I'm ready to rumble.
Just listen to that noise. This place is definitely up for it. Let's hope we get a contest worthy of the setting. So off we go then. Fabio Cannavaro, Jim. Some people credit him with making defending fashionable again.
I didn't know it had gone out of fashion, Peter, but yeah, his exploits certainly led to the guys at the back getting a bit more credit.
Yeah, and I'm sure for you that's a very welcome development.
And long overdue.
Now it's Messi. Milan looking to pass their way through. Oh, surely that deserved better.
Messi has every reason to be disappointed after being played in so well. The gaffer won't let him forget that.
Milan with the corner, they're first. Oh, smashing header! Big moment! Massive goal!
Well, they would have been looking at him to produce the goods, and that was very kind of him to oblige so early.
What a header! Flashed in with the crispest of contacts.
So well played, Peter. Did a great job keeping sight of the ball, made a classic move and made it perfectly.
I doubt very much that this was in the script. That has ended up in no man's land. And this is Schneider. Pato.
It's the sort of situation they'll want to capitalise on now.
Messi will not want to lose out here, not against this opponent. Saliba kept his eye on it, and he's there. Neymar. That's been cut out, well played. Now it's Pato. And this is Del Piero! Oh, the keeper's done ever so well.
Really anticipated that well, didn't he? Well, I wouldn't quite advise they should resort to risk-taking at this stage. There's plenty of time left yet.
Neymar. Robertson. Lovely pass. And the shot! And that's what you call inspired goalkeeping.
Really looked sharp there, didn't he? That's very well played.
And he thumps it clear. And it's Rijkaard. Good read, needed to be. Cleared away. Pass somewhat off target. Neymar is someone with... It's Drogba! It's loose now and they want to get it back. Botafogo given another corner. Corner number 2 then. He rises! Good try. The outcome could so easily have been different.
Yeah, I think he's going to be a bit disappointed with that, Peter. You would have fancied him to at least hit the target. We're seeing some really good pressure being applied here, Peter, particularly from those guys up front.
Yeah, and it just, I suppose, Jim, denies the others time and space.
Well, I would call it blanket suffocation. Every single player is committed to the press, and there's simply no way out.
Good ball over the top. Whatever he had in mind, that was not it. Now it's Messi. Kimmich. Schneider. Neymar. Cute ball now, how can he reach it?
Indicated.
Cannavaro with the clearance. Oh, terrible pass. Well, that is one way to stop him. Now it's Del Piero.
This is the time you need that pace.
And that'll be the last act of the first half. A very combative, competitive half with just the one decisive moment. It's been compelling stuff.
Well, let's not beat about the bush, Peter. It's been fairly flat, and the support have had little to cheer about, so an awful lot of questions have got to be asked, and the answers need to be found in a hurry.
And we're off again.
Well, I think in these circumstances, it's all about how to adjust the balance of your team. I mean, you want to get back in it as soon as possible, but without leaving yourself too open.
Well seen, saw that coming.
That was well played, well stopped.
And that's a throw-in. That has not gone well. Rijkaard. Neymar. Some excellent here, and that one a perfect example. Can he finish? And it's in there! And this is getting better and better. And move ends with the inevitable classy finish.
Milan are such an adept counter-attacking team. They produced something out of nothing there. A few seconds was all it took for them to convert a defensive situation into a goal, and it's very impressive.
Substitution for Botafogo, number 23, El Hadj Diouf. Coming on the field.
So time for change, and this one has been on the cards for a little while.
Well, this could be a bit of a nightmare scenario for the defence, as...
And it shoots! Did not play and
someone doing a job, Peter.
Corner number 3 coming up. Oh, what a climb! Oh, really, but really nothing.
Is a really good chance miss, Peter. Certainly the way he's been playing.
It's a play on the counter here, I think.
Well, I think it's pretty clear they've changed their shape, and certainly when defending at least, because you've got to be ready to hit them hard on the counter attack, and that seems to be the plan.
Here's Drogba. And getting nicked it back promptly. This is Drogba. He takes a shot. It's in. The lightness of step, the sharpness of movement, the certainty of finish.
Well, from the moment he got involved, he looked as if he'd go all the way. Terrific.
This is threatening to become a really good game.
Well, there's a real sense that the momentum has shifted here, Peter. I'm proud of reacting to that now.
Neymar. So, Zola gets into some space.
Yeah, I think if that can be repeated, there's a good chance of a goal.
Messi! A real chance and a real...
Look, we've all been there. It'll make it feel much better at the moment.
Pass. Nicely weighted ball. And that have won it.
Well, Well, for me, he seems to be playing with a lot more zest now. He does look likely to grab that second cushion.
And here's Neymar. Danger averted for now. And they're back on the ball again. And it's Xabi Alonso. Now there's a fine ball.
Well, he wasn't good to can he?
Xabi Alonso.
Now he took the ball from
There we face. Del Piero! Alessandro and the ice-cool goal! That is a gem! An absolute gem! And that is just... And
was probably the keeper before he saw it. Incredible, so much power, little backlift.
And it's as far as it goes. Well, that's a tough one. Losing is never good, but this one feels especially hard to take. Not that went very wrong. The result is one that will make them suffer.
Please turn your attention to the
So what do
screen.
you Welcome to those who have joined us all here on a beautiful, clear evening. The conditions contributing to a fantastic atmosphere in the stands. This really is the place to be. This is Peter Drury, and I'm happy to inform you that Jim Beglin has joined me to offer his expertise.
Hi Peter, always good to work with you. I'm really looking forward to this now.
And the mood is boisterous. It is a perfect ambience. That is Stuta! And he has kept it out somehow.
I think he's done great there, both reading it and dealing with it.
And we have our very first corner. Keeper's dealt with that. Tries to cross. Botafogo are looking to go forward now. That has been cut short. Well, it looked promising for a moment, but it came to nothing. Olise. Can he latch on to this? He's shifting. Big chance! Crossbar comes to the rescue. And it's Messi. Has a look and plays it forward. Well, Massimo Ambrosini is certainly someone with a very, very impressive track record.
Yeah, both as a winner and leader, multiple European and league titles.
And he seems to do it all without any fuss at all.
Yeah, and you got to remember, he was a bit of a late bloomer. He was probably affected by his injury issues in his youth.
Oh, he's been caught napping! He's a sharp little ball here. And the finish! That's going to go a long way. Olise proving a very adept defender. It was a good tackle too.
Well, it's not a surprise to see that these days, all part of a forward's duties.
Oh, this looks sharp. Ambrosini. So it is still 0-0. And this is Messi.
Oh, great feat, that.
Here's found, and Messi! It's loose, and there's a race for the ball. He's trying his best to keep it in play here. Rijkaard is always looking to break lines. Schneider. Schneider will not want to lose out here, not against this opponent. Here comes a header! Oh, surely that deserved a better outcome.
That definitely had the element of surprise to it. Clearly came in when no one was expecting it, and it was drilled.
Now it's Olise, looking for the run.
Whatever happens, that's the kind of movement which raises hope.
Filippo Inzaghi always looking for that half a chance. Koulibaly. And it's Messi, played out wide. Odo. Goes for a shot! Denied by an instinctive save.
Ambrosini really must be thinking what he has to do to score there.
Corner number 2 then. Terrific header! That's a half-decent try.
Well, he's furious with himself, but at least the boss is applauding his effort then.
That looks a decent ball. Neymar is sporting a guilty look after that.
Encouraged the pass with an intelligent run, but the pass just lacked pace.
And this is Drogba. Cannavaro does really well to win the ball there. Not the most accurate pass. Nicely weighted ball. Inzaghi! And here's Schneider. Robertson does well to get it back.
There will be
That's a
1
good
minute
run down
added
the
time.
left. Tries to pass it through. Lovely pass, but can he get there? And the shot! He's delivered all right! There is the breakthrough! And that will surely go down as one of the easiest goals he could ever score.
Yeah, keeping calm and taking a touch like that when...
And the first 45 minutes are up. Well, there were plenty of talking points in that first half, but just the one goal. It's still anybody's game here.
Well, let's not beat about the bush, Peter. It's
With the
been
owner of a
fairly
blue
flat,
car
and the
parked
support have had
outside the
little to
stadium
cheer
gate,
about. So an
kindly
awful lot of
remove it, as it
questions
is about to be
have got to be
towed away.
asked, and the answers need to be found in a hurry.
And we're off again.
Botafogo really need to bring up their intensity and rhythm a notch or two, Peter. Just looked a step too slow on everything.
Neymar. Oh, it's Batistuta. Oh, well measured. That's the keeper's ball. Xavi Alonso.
Have beautifully policed that midfield. The opposition have been handcuffed.
And that pass just didn't quite work. Olise. And it's Otto. Well seen, saw that coming.
He read that really well and stopped it.
And that is expertly dealt with. Now it's Drogba. Can he get it through? And this is Neymar. Oh, that's fabulous. Oh, he's going to be disappointed with that. In he goes again! He scores! They have grabbed themselves an equaliser.
Well, it looks like we have ourselves a real game here now, Peter. They've been rewarded for their courage, for their attitude, for their application, and now they'll want another.
Another moment of magic, a real wow moment.
Yeah, he gets top marks for that finish. I honestly thought his odds weren't that good.
Botafogo grabbed the equaliser, and we're all square. Here's a chance! Oh, just over.
Oh, did the keeper have that covered? I'm not sure he did. I think I need a replay on that one.
Otto is there, and he can pick it up. Messi. Done delicately. That's a little off target. Otto. And this is Schneider. Well, it didn't look good for a while, but that was brave defending, and they got away with it.
That's simply brilliant defending. They were outnumbered, but he still came out on top.
Robertson. That's a nicely shaped ball. He is through here. It's Neymar!
Well, it seems as if he's just had a momentary lapse and slipped into tunnel vision, because he had good options around him and he failed to get his head up.
Oh, well played, well sorted. That's a sharp pass.
Well, he rid because he was under pressure.
That's not gone well.
Botafogo really can't be faulted for their attitude. If they go on to win this, it'll be fully deserved.
And here's Drogba. Shoots! Looking for a runner. A game with so much to recommend it. Fabulous contest, but still no clear winner.
Listen, the fans haven't given up on this by any means. They still believe we can.
Now, can the... Inzaghi! A real chance and a real let-off.
They're avoiding the blatantly obvious by not putting the ball into the opposition. That's where it has to be. I think we might be done here, Peter. I don't see there being enough time for them to try.
And Batistuta!
Batistuta is off a right mile.
Desperate defending required here. And that's a simple one, keeper. The 9 minutes are up, 30 more to come.
Well, there was very little between the sides all the way through, so extra time is the correct next step.
So all square, we need a winner, and we will be back for extra time.
Any cars parked on the road outside the stadium.
Substitution for Botafogo. Number 20, Neymar. Number 10,
Stern test this for the endurance, for the character of the players as we head into extra time.
Number 4, Filippo Inzaghi.
Played through for the wide man.
Number 90,
De Gea gets his hands on it, and the danger is averted.
Number 9, Batistuta.
It's not a tight challenge. Free kick given.
Substitution.
And this is Batistuta. Batistuta!
That's playing safe and simple.
Looking to play him in. Hazard with the delivery.
Well, he certainly isn't in the mood to take any risks.
And it's Iniesta. And here's Hazard. Batistuta. And this is Hazard. Engages and forces him off the ball. Hazard unable to make it happen for all his good intentions. David Villa! It's who's going to get there?
I think that's great defending. He just made sure he was in the right place to block it. Make your keeper very relieved.
And that's it for the first half of extra time.
Thank you very much.
Has been a punishing game, both physically and mentally. But does either team have what it takes to find a winner?
Substitution in progress.
And so the last chance to find a winner. They have played themselves to a near standstill. And the shot! Oh, yes, it's there! Late in the day, this could well be it! Speed of thought, efficiency of movement, and certainty of outcome.
Well, so often it comes down to that quality on the final pass, and we've got it here. The defence might want to have a good look at how they let it happen.
When the manager called him, he was only happy to repay it.
Just as the manager would be it. Impact.
How will things develop from here?
Yeah, all their effort is off in the end. It just a bit of dynamism to the goal they made.
It's one in. Reprieve, or perhaps momentary. Nicked it promptly.
I thought it was going to happen then. How many more chances can they realistically expect now?
Too much. And that is an easy clear for the keeper. Looking for options for movement. And the referee brings it to a close. Well, that was in a contest that either could easily have won. Welcome to those who have joined us all here on a beautiful, clear evening. The conditions contributing to a fantastic atmosphere in the stands. This really is the place to be. I'm Peter Drury, and here with me in the commentary box, I'm glad to report, is Jim Beglin.
Hi Peter, it's great to be here.
Well, the stage is set for a stirring showdown here. The supporters in great voice, and there's a real sense of anticipation in the air. Game on. The action has already started. And he's intervened well there. And it's been played through. And this is Batistuta. Shot at goal! And the ball's come loose here. And he's heaved it away. And here's Batistuta. Davids did well to emerge with the ball. That's a contest to keep an eye on. Ambitious ball here. Cannavaro cuts out the pass. Well, Massimo Ambrosini is certainly someone with a very, very impressive track record.
Yeah, both as a winner and leader, multiple European and league titles.
And he seems to do it all without any fuss at all.
Yeah, and you've got to remember, he was a bit of a late bloomer.
Batistuta! He will be livid with himself. Robertson. He is through here. Batistuta. Swept it. Inzaghi! Decent strike, kept it fizzing low.
Nothing wrong with the idea, inches away.
If you have just joined us, well, you've missed no goals. Elise, he steps in, and that's the end of that. Donatoni. Now it's Neymar. And that was very necessary. And here's Inzaghi.
They've got to make this nice and quick.
Oh, Red, nice interception. Oh, that pass isn't the best. Oh, that is asking for trouble. Donatoni plays it in. And that should get the job done. Last-ditch defending, but that'll do. And the shot's on here. Filippo Inzaghi. Odo is one of the key ingredients in the team's attack. Ambrosini. Oh, well measured. Rijkaard gets over and intercepts. But it is clear to see that he is not at all happy with that.
Well, that's down to a simple miscalculation. No more, no...
Takes a shot! Goal! Botafogo! And a trademark move ends with the inevitable classy finish.
Look, if you want to be effective on the break, then the key element is always pace. That's what really rips defences apart, and it's difficult to find an answer to it when it's applied like that.
So the first moment of real significance.
Yeah, and just as the manager's been reminding his players, this is the time where they can't afford to let their focus slip.
Xavi Alonso. Lovely pass, but can he get there? Well, he has slightly undercooked that one.
Well, I think the opposition saw that pass coming a mile off, and it wasn't the best decision.
And this is
There will be
Xavi
1
Alonso.
minute added time.
Odo. Ambrosini. And it's half-time here. A very combative, competitive half with just the one decisive moment. It's been compelling stuff. How's the first half compared with your expectation?
Well, this is when you need your players to step up, Peter. Be brave, see all that courage. They need to have a big start to the second half to give them some momentum, and they're not going to get that if they're being too risk-averse.
Botafogo, 1-0 up at half-time, and it's all to play for. And if you're just back from your break, you've missed very little of the resumption of the second half. Botafogo carrying a 1-goal lead. Robertson. Good ball, good take. Nice interception, well timed. Rijkaard. Donatoni. He's being urged to shoot. Koulibaly, always a very imposing presence at the back. Played into space. And they win it back again. Just about up to the hour now. Back into the middle. So, Jim, what are you thinking?
They're ahead, but they're not playing as if they are. There seems to be more of an emphasis on protecting their lead than adding to it. It's all gone a little timid.
Goes for a shot! And that is wildly off target.
That's the threat he carries, Peter, running at defences like that. If only he managed to retain his composure.
Cannavaro gathers from the goal kick. And this is Inzaghi. Nicely weighted ball. Cannavaro.
Botafogo couldn't really be more watertight in midfield. Not a trickle is getting through.
And he's cleared it out of harm's way. And they're quick to get it back. He's on it. Can he get away? That's going to go a long way. Referee's given a throw. The only breakthrough then came late in the first half here, and that is the difference. 1-0 the score. A reprieve, albeit perhaps momentary. Nicked it back promptly.
They may end up with some regret with this tactic, but you have to...
Inzaghi! And that is doing no harm at all.
Yeah, I think that miss is going to give him nightmares for a while.